Hey, good evening and welcome to Vanessa Loves. Vanessa loves being reminded of the importance of self-expression. Now today, behind me today is where we had our Loves Calling event, and I was graced with the presence of some beautiful people that were ready to step into the self-love program. They wanted to know what this Loves Calling thing was all about. They wanted to experience listening to their hearts, their selves, their true center, and becoming self-centered or centered in self, and not seeing that as anything that's selfish but necessary. You know, we have around us an abundance of fear-based living. We have ill health, we have violence in wars and on self and with other people in our lives. We have addictions that has just gone absolutely rife, and it's not just substances and cake, but it's behaviours. We're constantly reaching out of ourselves to be fixed. There's nothing broken. We are absolutely exactly who we need to be and where we need to be, but the focus needs to be turned back on ourselves if we are going to make any difference in this world whatsoever. We had a day here, 4 or 5 hours of learning to listen and learning to, or should I say, being reminded of what it feels like to listen to our heart centers, what it feels like, being reminded of what it's like to feel that calming resonance feeling from within. And then only with practice will we feel the courage and the desire to act on that we hear. It's such a faint whisper, and it is constantly calling us. It's constantly trying to express itself. But here's the thing, it needs us as a finite being to be able to express it. And the importance of self-expression and just being, there's nothing to do, and I'm caught up in this material world game just as much as anybody else, but it's only been since I've asked myself the questions when I got so far away from my true north, if you like. My inner compass I completely ignored. Only when I got to the point where I looked at my life and went, is this it? Is this all that's destined for me in the next years, decades to come? Once I started inquiring about that, there was only one choice. There was only one choice. And since I've made that choice, my life has turned around. You wouldn't recognize it. You wouldn't recognize me to the person I was living as. And there was a really great question today by one of the girls in the tent and in the space today, was, so you've made that decision. Does that mean you've been living your life as not your true self? And it was a really great question. And the answer is yes and no. What's changed is my level of awareness. There became a point where I recognized, and I probably reached that point over and over and over and over again. But there comes a time where you reach it for the last time and you say, enough's enough. Something has to change. And we say that too often, but when we really mean it, that split decision is all we need to make. So yes, I was just doing my best from the place I was viewing my life from, but now I view my life from a truly different perspective, and really that's what Love's Calling for me. And Charlie, that's what it's about for us. It's about helping you change your perception of yourself onto yourself, and helping you become comfortable with listening to your heart, acting on those whispers of your heart, and not worrying about what other people think. The reason we don't is because we give two shits about what people are thinking about us. It doesn't matter. Yes, we have to consider other people, and we can do that in a loving way. But when we choose ourselves, when we make choices for ourselves, it benefits not just our life, but the lives of those we love dearly around us, and then in turn the world around us. we had an awesome time here today. We had time out for ourselves. We discussed many things. Whatever came up, we discussed it. And I feel truly inspired. I feel incredibly present. And I feel alive and vibrant, knowing that the Vanessa in there today was the fullest, truest expression of herself in the only way I know how, and that making a difference and an impact on the people that decided to be here with me in this space today. And I'm yet to make contact with them later to find out the whole process once they've processed this afternoon. But I think the response I'll get back is, I really enjoyed that time for myself. Thank you for reminding me what that feels like, because we don't give ourselves, and I'm not talking about hours and hours a day. You can do this just mentally, emotionally and spiritually if you don't have the time to do it physically. There are many levels you can choose yourself. So Vanessa loves being reminded of the importance of self-expression and helping others do the same. God bless you. I'll see you soon on Vanessa Loves. Bye bye.